Next up is McKinnon Howard.
Running in the air.
And these two out, and everything should come into position.
This is what we're going to do.
Jordan, Bria Allen, Ali Supan, Haley Jernigan, and Garrett Griggs, the flex player for Central, Lily Hunt. Showing bunt now, putting it down third base line, and there's the second 5-3 putout of the afternoon as McKinnon Howard is retired by Thurman. Already 2 putouts in the ball game for Thurman.
Excellent defense by Auburn.
Madison Hurt due up now, the second baseman for Central. On the year, Hurt as a batter is hitting .407 on the year with 24 total hits, 23 RBIs. She's second on the team in that category. Hurt, a senior in the lineup in that 3 spot. She receives a first pitch strike, falls behind 0-1. Davis has retired 2 so far. She goes with rise ball, and it's called for a ball. Count evens at 1-1 with 2 outs. Swing and a miss on the third pitch of the at-bat. Falling behind now, Hurt is 1-2. Davis looking for the final out at the top of the first inning. Now Davis will go home with it, and it's fouled away behind the press box. Count stays at 1-2.
Today's game is so pivotal to playoff positioning in the area.
These area games decide whether or not you make it that far. And playing a rival tonight, this game is much more than a rivalry game when you talk about these two teams meeting, because it is about playoff positioning and at least making it to the playoffs. And the Tigers already off to a good start with 2 outs here. And staying alive is Hurt as she swings underneath, fouls one to the back netting.
And the Auburn Central rivalry extends way further than softball to every sport.
Seems like every sport, these two teams, when they play, it's for something playoff related or playoff positioning, however you want to spin it. Whether it's football for a region championship, which the Tigers were able to claim this year. This one put on the left side of the diamond on the ground, bouncing, and it gets through the gap between third and short off the glove of Thornell. See if this one's charged a hit. I believe that one should be a hit. Difficult play to make, especially when you got to dive for it, so we'll call it a hit in our score sheet, and Hurt will get on base with the first hit of the ball game for Central.
Number 11, Lane Thaxton.
Number 11, Lane Thaxton, the pitcher at that 4 spot for the Red Devils. They have their first base runner of the game, and the first hit allowed by Ellie Davis in the center circle. Fastball inside, bottom left corner of the zone there to the right-handed hitter Thaxton, called for a strike. 0-1 with 2 outs and a runner on first. Davis getting the signal from the dugout. Now she's ready to go, working quickly. Off-speed pitch. Doesn't drop. Count evens at 1-1. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Davis. Foul to the backstop by Thaxton. Count goes to 1-2 now.
Each team putting up a valiant effort here early in the game. And there's just dirt on both sides.
Thaxton on the year as a hitter for Central. Look at her numbers as she's behind 1-2. Off-speed pitch, high outside, looking to steal down over at third. Ball squeaks through underneath the glove. Over at second, Thornell couldn't put the glove on Hurt, and Hurt is safe over at second. Count runs even at 2-2 with 2 outs. A look at the numbers this year for Thaxton. Been 361 this season. Total of 22 RBI. It's third on the team in that category. She's got an opportunity here with a runner in scoring position. Another pitch misses the zone. Full count at 3-2 with 2 outs. Davis trying to get out of the first inning unscathed. And with a full count now, this pitch seems pivotal. And she can punch out Thaxton. Had her at 1-2, and here she goes, low and inside, and she's rung up with a called strike 3. Thaxton will have to head back to the dugout with a runner in scoring position. Central leaves one stranded. Your score after the top of the first, tied at 0-0 here. Auburn coming up to the bat for the first time tonight.
What a way to
Bottom of the first inning as Auburn coming up to bat for the first time this afternoon against Central. Score tied at 0 after Central left one stranded over at second. In the top of the first inning, in the circle for Central is Thaxton as she throws first pitch ball underneath into the dirt for Lane Johnson, center fielder for the Tigers. We'll get you the defensive alignment for Central and the Auburn lineup in just a moment after foul pitch away to the back netting, runs the count even against Johnson. The defensive alignment for Central here, Thaxton in the center circle for Central, 8-2 on the year, 1.77 ERA, 13 appearances. She is the undeniable ace of this Central pitching staff. She's got the count tied at 1-1. An off-speed pitch is a blooper out in the right field. Tracking over to make the grab is Hurt for Central over at second base. And there's the first down of the inning on a flyout.
Number 24, Jaden Jordan.
Jaden Jordan, the right fielder, due up now for the Tigers. Central's defensive alignment tonight, Hunt behind home plate. Third to first in the infield, Jordan, Griggs, Hurt, and Allen. And then in the outfield from left to right, Howard White and Jernigan over in right field. One out in the inning now is Jaden Jordan due up. Off-speed pitch high and outside, looking for the slap hit. And Jordan goes underneath it for the called strike. Jordan, the right fielder for the Tigers. 0-1, and another slap hit opportunity here. She will punch it foul down third base line. Falls behind quickly, 0-2. Tiger order on deck will be Shelby Owsley, the second baseman. And then in the hole, it's Makara Thurman, the third baseman. 0-2, having to defend the plate now is Jordan. Fastball off the plate. 1-2. Another fastball off the plate. Slap hit foul. 1-2 with one out. Thaxton goes home. Off-speed pitch. Knocked foul towards the Auburn High dugout. Count stays at 1-2. Right now, for the most part, Thaxton's hitting her spots in this at-bat. Jordan's doing well to fight to stay alive. We'll go in there and Jackson Stoker with you in the broadcast booth for tonight's ball game. 1-2 counts, a fastball that jams her, but she finds a way to put it through the gap as it bangs off the forearm of Hurt over at second base. That one hit hard despite the fact that it did jam her inside. Outstanding piece of two-strike hitting there for Jaden Jordan. We'll credit that a hit as well. So a hit apiece tonight for these two teams.
Excellent persistence by Jordan. Way to stay with it.
Squeaking through over at second for Hurt, who was the first hit of the ball game for Central on the top of the first. Now due up for the Tigers, Shelby Owsley, the second baseman. Fastball down Main Street, as easily taking second on the steal is Jaden Jordan. Beat the throw easily, but falling behind at the plate is Owsley, the second baseman.
Some missed throws by both catchers tonight. Both have had trouble throwing it to second base.
0-1 count now to Owsley. Owsley on the year, batting .390. She takes a big cut at one, well ahead of the off speed. Underneath it as well, she's behind 0-2. Second count in a row where we've seen the Tiger hitter fall behind 0-2. Last at bat did result in a hit nonetheless. Jordan over there at second after stealing the base a couple pitches ago. Fastball low, gets away from Hunt behind home plate, and taking third easily is Jordan. Slidden didn't have to, no throw. And on a pitch that was very close to the zone, Owsley stays alive, watching it again. 1-2 count now. Owsley this year, as far as RBIs are concerned, 21. She's got a chance to add to it. She'll strike out swinging. There's a second out of the frame.
Despite the strikeout, Auburn's taking advantage of a couple of Central mistakes.
Now they're closer to home plate than Central got in the top of the first, and a chance to draw blood here early as the four-hitter McKara Thurman, the third baseman, due up. 90 feet away. This was baseball, excuse me. Sometimes it's habit. 2 outs. Thurman's going to pull this one out to left field, and that one had enough to make it over the wall. It did make it over the wall, but it was not fair. It had enough to be a home run. Thurman sends a message right away in the at-bat. If she had been just a half a second more on time with that pitch, not in front of it, that would have been, you would have been finding that somewhere out over in left field. Behind 0-1. Thurman on the year with 5 home runs to her credit. This one high and off the plate. 1-1 is the count now. Thurman, the right-handed hitter. Line to that one, but it did have enough to get over the wall, just not fair.
She also has 19 RBIs, has a chance to make it 20 right now.
Thurman this time will pop it up to center field, tracking back towards the wall. That one is over the wall! And it's a home run for Thurman, a 2-run shot for McKara Thurman, the third baseman. That one, she got underneath a lot of it, didn't know if it was going to make it out, and it finds itself over the wall for the first 2 runs of the ball game for the Auburn Tigers.
What an at-bat from McKara Thurman.
Number 11, Olivia May.
2-run shot for McKara Thurman, make it her 6th home run of the year. Two outs in the inning. Impressive 2-out hitting. And just what Auburn needed here early on.
Now how does Auburn continue this hot streak throughout the game?
Olivia Ney, the left fielder, now due up for the Tigers in the 5 spot. She'll slap hit over to second. Hurt gloves it easily, flips it over to first, and there's the final out of the inning. Just like that, 1 pitch was all it took, but McKara Thurman knows something about 1 pitch and what it can do to put the Tigers up. A 2-run shot here at the bottom of the 1st inning puts Auburn ahead 2-0 on Central. They lead as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. Top of the 2nd inning we go here as Fallon Jordan, Bria Allen, and Allie Supan due up for the Central Red Devils. Tigers lead 2-0 after the bottom of the 1st inning. McKara Thurman with the 2-run home run as Ellie Davis returns for her 2nd inning of work. She's ahead 0-1 after a foul ball down first baseline from Fallon Jordan. Auburn leading Central 2-0 here in an important area matchup this afternoon. Look at the hitting statistics for Jordan. We'll get that after this pitch. Fly ball goes high. Count evens at 1-1. Jordan hitting .333 on the year. 14 total RBI. No one on base to help her there unless you can smack one over the wall. Off speed goes low, 2-1. Davis just the one hit allowed in the ball game thus. At second, Owsley with 2 putouts in the bottom 2 or in the top of the second.
Owsley's having herself a really great second inning.
Number 21, Ali Supan.
Ali Supan, the designated player, now in danger of a 1-2-3 inning with the Red Devils. 2-0 your score, Auburn leading Central. As Davis comes back with a rise ball, and it's 1-0. Fastball hits the outside corner. 1-1. Davis's encounter with Jordan and Thaxton defensively for Auburn, I feel like has changed. Have been pivotal moments because you got 3-2 counts against both of those. You've retired both of them, and there was a chance for a runner to score in that first inning. Did not, because you were able to get that strikeout in the inning. And then here you had a chance to possibly put a base runner on with nobody else, and you were able to get that out. And then a first pitch out against Bria Allen as well. And now Central quickly finds themselves with 2 outs in the inning. Head 2-1. Swing and a miss, well ahead of the breaking ball. Count runs even at 2-2 with Supan. So it could have been a longer inning and something that wasn't going to be a 1-2-3 inning here for the Tigers. Very well could be a 1-2-3 inning here. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on for the Red Devils. Davis fires away. High outside. Count goes even, or full, 3-2.
Supan, only an 8th grader, has yet to have a home run. Nothing stopping her now.
Davis in the circle for the Tigers. Another 3-2 count for her. Popped up out of play. No one's going to get to it as it's out in the parking lot. 3-2 count. The third 3-2 count of the ball game for Davis. And the other 2, she has retired her hitter.
Kelly Pate continues to have battles with several of Central's hitters. We'll see if Central can capitalize on one.
Davis walks her. High outside, and Supan will take first base after the 3-2 walk. 2 up now is the 8th hitter, Haley Jernigan, the right fielder for Central. Jackson, take me through her hitting numbers this season. What's she batting right now?
She has a .258 battering average. She has 3 home runs on the year, as well as 6 RBIs. She has the ability to make it 7 here. Right.
And a big cut from Jernigan. Right-handed batter's box. Falls behind 0-1. Over at first, Supan. Davis breaking ball. Too low. Count runs to 1-1. Looked to be on the outside corner of the plate. Must have been just a little bit too low below the knees there for Jernigan.
It's great eyes by Jernigan, realizing that it was a ball instead of a strike.
Tigers lead 2-0 here. Counts 1-1. Wise ball at the eyes. 2-1. Supan as a base runner this year. One of the few Red Devils who have not stolen a base this year. She is one of 6 Red Devils as a big cut there from Jernigan pops the mitt. 2-2. So not a base running threat over there at first. Davis and Hunt behind home plate. Conway behind home plate can focus on the task at hand and getting out of this inning. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Jernigan, watch one get to the mid and the inning will end. The second inning in a row to end on a strikeout looking and leaving a runner stranded. Tigers take the 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning, leaving one runner stranded on the Red Devils. No hits in the inning, 1 walk. And Davis through 2 has this Tiger team up 2-0. We go bottom 2 here. Tigers due up. Look at who will be coming up to bat for the Tigers. You've got Davis, Conway, and Pitts coming up in the order. And Hannah Pitts. That's your pitcher, your catcher, and your designated player due up in the order in the 6, 7, 8 spots. Auburn leading 2-0 on Central. Thaxton comes back for her second inning of work. Facing Davis now, first pitch. Called a ball, must have been off the plate. 1-0 is the count now to Davis. Thaxton with a curveball that looked to break left to right from our vantage point. Same location as the last. Count goes even at 1-1 now. 1-1 count, no outs. Comes back inside with a fastball. 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Davis, a patient approach here in her first time up at the plate on the year. Pitcher batting .239 as the mid is popped for a ball. 3-1. Davis on the season. We don't have walks in front of us, but once again, .239 is a hitter, .326 slugging. .426 on base. Swing and a miss in front.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Counts full, 3-2 for Davis. 3-2 counts have been a theme so far. And for the Auburn defense that has retired 2 of their 3 encounters in 3-2. Central will get Davis on the strikeout swing.
Now batting for your Auburn Tigers, number 35, Alicia Conway.
First down of the inning as Alicia Conway in the 7th spot of the order. Catcher at the plate now.
Conway with a .286 average.
She will put one down out in right field for a single. First pitch swing goes opposite field. Lazy line drive out there and it gets down.
Tigers
have a base runner for the second straight inning. And exactly the same way that it happened in the first. Leadoff hitter retired and then they get a single out to right field. So there you have it. Conway getting on the base pass. They'll now move her over and bring in Coco Doyle to pinch run for her.
Up next is Kate Thornell with a .208 average. Thornell has 5 home runs on the year and 18 RBIs.
The shortstop wearing number 6. This one bounced into the circle, thrown over to second in time for the first, not in time for the second, so a fielder's choice as Thornell will reach. And Conway is thrown out over at second. Bounced over to Thaxton, who turned around and got the lead runner. Hard play to make when you have to turn around and you've got the wide open expanse of center field tempting you to throw it out there, but she does do well enough to get the out.
5, Hannah Pitts is up.
Hannah Pitts, the 9 hitter in the order. And inside, but called for a strike.
Hey, extend in right here, Flip.
2 outs in the inning, a runner over at first. 0-1 count. This one, a blooper on the right field, gets down as well, just barely fair. Moving all the way from first to third is Thornell. It's sliding in over at second safely, headed home. Thornell thrown out over at the plate. That's the final out of the inning, as some opportunistic base running does result in an out. Try to head home and make it there safely, not able to get there in time was Thornell, but she just barely was out over at the plate, and that's the final out of the inning. And due up next time, the Tigers will be back at the top of the order when we go to the bottom of the third. But we are going to the top of the third here, as it'll be Central's 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up, and Davis returning for her third inning of work inside the center circle. Red Devils must be doing in that situation here is you see sometimes, and it's a more popular modern day tactic now, where you see coaches put a talented hitter in the 9th spot of the order to try and put some speed on the base paths. And the 1, 2, 3 hitters have RBI opportunities when you get to the bottom of the order. Not always your worst hitter in the lineup, and going to slap hit, Griggs stepping forward out of the box, misses, whiffs, 0-1.
I apologize. I misread the line.
Misses again. That one off the plate, 0-2. Davis tonight, 2 innings pitched, only 1 hit allowed. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. We're in top of the third inning. Your score, Auburn 2, Central 0. Davis misses high and inside, 1-2. Looking for her third punch out of the ball game. Left-handed hitter here, Griggs. Receives fastball, this one slapped, and that is just foul. Inches off the chalk down third baseline.
Tapped off the top of the third base and foul.
Davis comes down with a fastball that ends up in the dirt, 2-2.
Central dugout is not short of cheer here today.
It's an excellent afternoon for some softball. There's not a cloud in the sky. This one looped out into left field. A diving making the grab out in left field is made head first at the softball and making the catch for the first out of the third inning. Griggs is going to feel robbed of a hit.
Number 10, Kristen White.
Back to the top of the order, Kristen White, the center fielder, up to the plate. Davis still just the one hit against her account tonight.
Just 658 average and 2 home runs.
Still throw bunt. Takes it for a strike. 0-1 count here for White, the center fielder. Slap hit, popped up, left field. May coming up. This one's going to drop down in no man's land. Gunned over to second. And it's a stand-up double on a blooper out to left field for Krista White. You understand why she hits 658 on the year. Which is outrageous.
Double zero, McKinnon Howard.
One hit by
I dropped into no man's land between May and Thornell out there. Shallow left field. McKinnon Howard up to the plate. With a runner in scoring position, Central trying to get on that scoreboard. It's not the first time they've had a runner in scoring position. They did have Hurt over at second in the first inning. And Davis came back with a strikeout to end that first. Second time up for McKinnon Howard. She grounded out to third in that first inning. Goes bunt, pops it up, and just out of the outstretched arms of Thurman, who's the reason why Auburn is up 2-0 at the moment. She is representative of that 2-run home run in the first inning. 0-1 count, and Thurman laid out for it. Gonna have some raspberries on her arms for that. She love the anthem. Gonna be gritting your teeth for the rest of the ball game on that with 0-1 with one out. Off the plate, the other batter's box. Conway rises up and sends White back to second. 1-1 count now from McKinnon Howard, the left fielder. One out in the inning. Davis bounces one. White will retreat back to second. 2-1.
Howard, a junior from Central, has a .415 average and 11 RBIs on the year. Looking to make it 12.
White's got some wheels on a blooper to shallow left. She was able to have a stand-up double. Top of the order as well. You got multiple slap hitters here. Throwing butt. This one put down perfectly. Thurman throws over the first. It's in right field, and there was there in right field. That one's going to go all the way to the wall. And this is about to be inside the park. Home run on a fly. But it is an error. That'll be how it goes down. That is an error on Thurman. But then again, I try to figure out how you score that because she had beat out the throw to first anyway, regardless whether the throw was off the mark. I think that's a single, but there's an error on the play, at least to bring her around all the way to home. So the game now tied at 2-2. Davis gives up her third hit of the ball game, and now 2 runs come across to score.
What a way to tie the game.
Also showing front, looking to take off. Madison Hurt, who singled in her first time up, puts down a foul 1. Hurt
Garrett, a senior, has 23 RBIs and 1 home run on the year.
Popped up left field. This one tracking back to the left field wall. Nay settles underneath. Her second put out of the inning. Tosses it back in with 2 outs now.
Number 11, Lane Thaxton.
Lane Thaxton, the pitcher who struck out in the first, looking to end that frame. 2 up now with 2 outs. 2-2 your score at the top of the 3rd inning between Auburn and Central. Nobody on base as Davis looks to end out the inning. Change up well in front of it as it bounces at the plate. Thaxton falls behind 0-1.
Good pitch by Davis.
Davis receives his signal. Goes home, fastball, inside corner of the plate. Dean too low, 1-1. Fastball behind it and put foul. This one's going to get out of play outside of the chain link fence in right field. 1-2 with 2 outs.
Sun's beginning to set over the Auburn field.
There are a few ballparks that can even hope to rival what Auburn's got out here as far as the baseball and the softball fields. Basketball, football too. Very few schools in this state can hope to even have similar facilities as to what Auburn's got out here. Excellent place to encounter a ball game. This one fouled off in left field. Hit out into the bullpen. Thaxton showcasing her power at the plate. Still behind 1-2 in the count with 2 outs. Davis retired her on strikeouts in the first. 2 strikeouts today for Davis.
The atmosphere created here is something special.
1-2, 2 outs. Fastball. This one hit hard over to third. Thurman gloves it, fires over, loaded up, and getting the out to retire the side here. Top of the 3rd inning. Goes to the bottom of the 3rd. Central ties it up with 2 runs coming across home. 2-2 is your score as we go bottom 3. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Due up for the Tigers in the order. Back to the top of the order. Johnson, Jordan, and Owsley. 1, 2, 3. Center fielder who flied out to second base her first time up. Johnson, the center fielder, facing Thaxton. He's got 2 innings today, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned. 2 strikeouts to his credit. High and inside on the riser ball. 1-0. Showing bunt is Johnson. Pulls back and still called for the strike. Taking some objection to that. is this Auburn team. 1-1 count. Head of it and pulling this one foul is Johnson. She's behind 1-2. Auburn's 2 runs today coming from McKara Thurman, third baseman. It's in that 4 spot. Got this game tied at 2-2. This one lined out into left field, and he gets down for a single. Johnson with a nice piece of hitting there in that leadoff spot. Leadoff hit for the Tigers.
Now batting for your Auburn Tigers, number 24,
Shortstop and a outfielder. Perfect hit.
Right fielder Jaden Jordan up to the plate now. She had a single out into right field. They actually got underneath the glove. I remember from underneath Hurt's glove, hard hit on the ground, got out into the outfield. So a single from Jordan. And she'll show bunt and now pull back and swing. Called strike against Jordan. She is behind at the count 0-1 with a runner over at first is Johnson. Jordan, a .340 hitter, shows bunt, sticks it out there, lunging, misses, 0-2. She had 2 strikes against her in the first inning, has still found a way to get on base. We'll see what she can do here. Jordan, the lefty, in that 2 spot of the order. This one lined out into center field, and it gets down for a single as well. Station to station, was safe at first and second.
2 hits in the inning to left and center field.
number 19, Shelby Owsley.
Equal runners on bases on second and first.
That's the second 2-strike count for Jordan that she's found herself on base. Bring it up, Owsley to the plate. Struck out swinging in the first. Now she's got 2 runners on base. Owsley on the year, .390, 4 home runs, 21 RBI. Shows bunt, pops it up to the back netting. Real opportunity here for Auburn to break the deadlock after it was immediately tied by Central.
With Lane Johnson in scoring position, it puts Central on their toes. We'll see how fast she can handle this situation.
0-1 count. Below the knees. Count runs even at 1-1 to Owsley. Owsley, the second baseman for the Tigers. 2 runners on base in front of her. 2-1 is the count. Not far from hitting her on the knee.
Just slid past her left elbow as it passed the plate.
No outs in the inning. Tigers prowling on the base paths. Inside, jammed her well in front. Dribbles it foul down third base line. Count goes full 2-2. Possibly that could have been a 3-1 count there. Owsley, you can't blame her for being aggressive when she's got a chance to add to our RBI total and add to some runs on the scoreboard for Auburn. Two your score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one rocketed into the dugout. Make sure everybody ducks and get out the way. That one got over the fence in front of the dugout, but dips just underneath to get into the dugout. A rocket out into the dugout. Heat-seeking missile for human life.
Glad everyone's okay.
That's right. 2-2 count again. Owsley receives off speed above the belt. 3-2. Owsley has now worked it. This is the second time today that she's been up to bat. Both times she's had 2 strikes against her. Last time she struck out swinging. Then the dangerous McKara Thurman in that 4th spot on deck. Inside, and they walked her, bases loaded.
Johnson, with the appearance of an Olympic sprinter, is finally able to leave second base, so she has to third base.
3-2 walk. And a visit in the circle now for Central, as Mitchell Holt will go out to speak with his pitcher, possibly see if there's a change on the horizon for the Red Devils, or if this is just strategery. 2 runs apiece on the scoreboard as discussions taking place for both of these teams, and I would imagine that by virtue of the fact that the ball hasn't been given up yet, this is more than likely just a conversation with bases loaded at the moment. No outs in the inning either, so major opportunity for the 4-hitter, Makira Thurman, who had the 2-run home run in the first inning. Six hits against Thaxton today, who will stay on the rubber for the Red Devils, but she is surrounded. Runners at every station looking to make it home. Thurman up to the plate. She's already showcased her power once. She actually hit 2 home runs in her first at-bat because one of them went foul. The other one she put over straightaway center.
Chance at 3 RBIs and a home run here on this at-bat.
Thurman will receive the pitch from Thaxton, and right away she bangs one to the dugout. A heater over.
That'll be 2 missiles now.
She actually does hit Tiger coach in the dugout. He says he's good. 0-1. Taking it like a champ. Bases are juiced. Thurman, the right-handed hitter, moves her out the way on an inside pitch. The count goes to 1-1.
That pitch just slipped past her stomach.
Tigers and Red Devils tied at 2-2. Breaking ball off the plate and low. Laying off of it. 2-1, Thurman ahead.
Great no swing.
Six hits for Auburn today. Thurman inside her own batter's box. Hitters count now to Thurman. And you don't have a base to give here. You have to pitch to her, or else you're walking in a run. (3-1) to Thurman. Down the middle, this one lined out in the left field into the bullpen. She puts it foul. Thurman, though, sending a clear signal of intent. If that ball's crossing the plate, I'm going to send it. Count is full nonetheless. Thaxton has done well to battle in this count just to have a chance to try and sit down Thurman. Bases loaded. Off-speed pitch, she walks her, and a run will come across to score. Lang Johnson will score for Auburn to break the tie. It's 3-2 Tigers lead. Bases still loaded after 2 walks in a row. Second walk of the day against Thaxton.
You imagine if the pitcher was strategizing. If you let Thurman hit at that, it might be a grand slam out of the park, and there'd be many more runs for Auburn instead of just 1.
Nonetheless, still with no outs, bases are loaded and the danger is not clear. I think she was pitching at her there to try to get the out, but definitely was trying to pitch around her, was trying not to leave something too pretty at the plate. As Olivia Ney comes up, and she'll swing at a first pitch and fouls it away off the end of her bat. Ney, her first time up, grounded out to second. That was how the first inning ended. No outs in the inning. Aside from a triple play, which I highly doubt will occur, Auburn will score if the ball's put in play. Unless it's popped up in the infield. 1-1. Nay, the left fielder. Ellie Davis, the pitcher, on deck. She struck out in the second. Fifth batter of the order up to the plate in this inning for Auburn. Fastball in the other batter's box, called strike.
It seems batting gets a whole lot simpler when the bases are loaded and the pitcher's already tense.
1-2 count, no outs. Bases loaded to Nay. Nay swings underneath one, slices it to the backstop. 1-2. Nay on the year, .239 as a hitter, .396 on base percentage. Just the 4 RBI for Nay. 1-2, Nay charges at it. She's called out. Strikeout looking. Nay can't believe it. That one was, the catcher had to rise up to catch it. There's the first out. It's a strikeout.
It's only the first out of this inning, and we still have 3 runners on base.
Tigers, number 44, Ellie Davis.
Ellie Davis with a chance to help herself out on the scoreboard. The pitcher due up now in the 6th spot of the order. Struck out swinging last time up. There's a 3rd strikeout of the day for Thaxton as well. Second time, or first time it's gone against Auburn, and they've been looking. 1 out in the inning. Bounces one, and it bounces up and hits Davis on the knee. And there's another run to come across. The second time this inning. A run has been walked across the plate. That one was thrown a couple feet in front of Davis in the dirt, and it bounces up and hits her. And it's going to be a pitching change now, as Thaxton's day will come to a close. Trying to get the number of who that is. That is 21 for Central. That will be Supan, who has been the designated player for Central up to this point. Ali Supan, who is now entering the center circle, and we'll see, did Thaxton move somewhere else? I would imagine no, considering the designated player now is pitching for them. So we will step aside for a moment, and then when we come back, we will get you the final numbers for Thaxton and also the season pitching totals this year for Supan, who's now in the circle for the Red Devils. Tigers lead 4-2 here after a pair of walks have brought some Tigers around to score. Bases loaded when we come back. Auburn's inning not done yet after a pitching change. We go to Supan in the circle for Central. Jackson, take me through her numbers on the year.
Supan is 4-1 on the year with a 2.78 ERA, and she has 11 appearances. Let's see if she can get Central out of this really tough spot.
Bases loaded around her. We'll get you Thaxton's end line in just a moment. As due up and popping up into center field, Alicia Conway, and now tracking over to make the grab. White will make it, and runners tag up and will not go home. Second out of the inning as Conway pops up to center on the first pitch, which is the second out of the inning. Bases are still loaded. Thaxton finished the day allowing 6 hits. She gave up 4 runs, both of which, or all of which were earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts through 2 1/3. Now Supan to a third. She's got an out and 1 step closer. Check swing foul by Kate Thornell, the shortstop, who reached the base on a fielder's choice in the second. Bases loaded. This is not the time where you want to leave runners stranded. All of these runs counted in this close ball game. Central has found their footing offensively back in the third. Need to take advantage of every single one of those runners on the base path. Thornell sees one right down Main Street, watches it in, 0-2. Thornell is a hitter this year, 208. Nonetheless, with 18 RBI.
Chance to make it 21.
Reaches out stays alive, fouling one behind her. 0-2.
This will be a really missed opportunity for Auburn if they were not allowed to score another run.
Supan with a no-nonsense approach has Central to 1 strike away from getting out of this jam with bases loaded. 0-2, 2 outs. Slapped, foul down first baseline. Staying alive is Thornell. Pitts on deck, the designated player for Auburn. Get the feeling that this is a pivotal at bat. Inside, hopping out of the way. 1-2 count.
One, two, the count.
Supan settles back in after a third of an inning of work. Bounces one back to her. Thornell shakes her head as she trots to first, and she is the final out of the inning. Quick work for Supan, who checked into the ball game for Thaxton. Presented her with quite the jam and retires 2 straight outs, keeping Central in this ball game. It's 4-2. Tigers do bring 2 across. Both of those walked in, but those 2 base runners got on base via singles. 2 hits in the inning, 2 walks, or 3 walks rather, and then 3 outs there, headed to that middle to the bottom of the order. Auburn leads 3 stranded on base. It's 4-2.
Number 16, Balin Jordan.
Top of the 4th inning is Central due up now with their 5, 6, 7 hitters. Fallon Jordan will start the inning off for Central. Tigers lead 4-2 in the top of the 4th. Brought 2 across in the bottom of that 3rd inning. They lead on their area rival. Davis goes into her 4th inning of work, only allowing 3 hits thus far, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Goes off speed. Deemed too low by our home plate umpire. 1-0 count to Jordan. Noel Gardner and Jackson Stoker in the booth with you this afternoon. Rise ball swung underneath, foul to the back netting. 1-1.
Jordan with a .333 average, as well as 2 home runs.
Jordan, the 3rd baseman. Davis outlasted her counterpart, Thaxton, on Central's side. Auburn still avoiding the bullpen. High and inside on a pitch, 2-1. Jordan in the 2nd inning, flied out to 2nd. Only one of the remaining hitters in the order for Central, that is 5 through 9, has reached base, and it was on a walk. This one popped up in the infield. Moving over from short, Thornell settles underneath it in the middle of the infield, and she gets the 1st down of the inning. So Jordan with 2 pop outs in the infield for her 2 times up. Bria Allen now the 1st baseman, who lined out to 2nd on an outstanding play by Owsley with the underhand grab back in the 2nd inning. And now Bria Allen 2 up. Allen hit it hard nonetheless in that second inning. Fastball lost her grip. Davis did, as it ends up on the chalk. 1-0.
Allen, the freshman, has the highest home run total on the team for Central this year with 6. She also has 25 RBIs.
That time she was swinging for the fences and is in front of it. 1-1. Davis with just 2 strikeouts tonight has let her defense work for her. She gave up her first runs of the ball game back in the 3rd. Inside pitch. Count goes to 2-1.
Allen having to lean back on that pitch.
Supan on deck for the Red Devils. Jernigan in the hole. 1 out in the inning. Swings underneath a high pitch, and now it's 2-2. Allen went to the roof for that one. Counts tied up at 2-2. 1 out. Davis looking for second out of the inning. Inside at the belt, and it's 3-2.
Full count now.
Fourth full count of the day here that Davis has accrued. She is 2-1 in those encounters. 2 out of 3 of those. We'll see what she does here. This one, lazy line drive over to Thurman, easy grab. Out number 2, and now she has won 3 of the 4 encounters when she has gotten into full counts. Those have changed the scope of this ball game, I feel like. Bria Allen, the line out over to 3rd, if you even call it a line out. Hit very lazily. Allie Supan now at the plate.
Supan, the savior for Central in the bottom of the 3rd inning, is now up.
She entered in relief for Thaxton, who had bases loaded with no outs, walking runners around, and when recovered 2 of those 3 outs, Supan did, and got him out of a jam without any serious damage done. 1-0 to Supan after a first pitch miss. Now Conway will go out and talk with Davis about how to approach this moving forward.
(4-2) is your score here in the top of the 4th. And such a pivotal matchup between Auburn and Central.
Davis ahead 1-0. Big swing by Supan. Blown by her. 1-1. Opponents this year hitting just .226. 55 strikeouts for Davis. This one popped up in the infield. And there's the easy grab for Thornell over at short. No ball gets out of the infield here. All 3 of them put outs, 2 of which falling to Thornell over at short. So there's the fly out over to short to end the top of the 4th. We go bottom 4 here as the Tigers lead 4-2 and a chance. Bottom of the 4th inning, Tigers ahead 4-2. As 9-1 and 2 due up for Auburn. Pitts leading off the inning for Auburn in that 9 spot. She singled in the second, receives a first pitch ball from Supan, who came and shut things down for Auburn in the 3rd. They had bases loaded, couldn't scratch across more than 2 runs. All of them were walked in. This one lined out to left field, and there's a hit for Hannah Pitts. Her second single of the day. 2 for 2 this afternoon.
Now batting for your Auburn Tigers, number 32, Lang Johnson.
Now back to the top of the order with Lang Johnson, who singled in the 3rd. Flied out to second in the 1st, 1 for 2 today. She did come across to score in that 3rd inning. 1 of 2 runs to score. She got Pitts back on base in front of her. Keeps the bat on her shoulder, 1-0.
Johnson with a .362 batting average and a .494 overall batting percentage.
First hit allowed for Supan. That previous at-bat with Pitts. 1-0 count now is showing bunt. Now pulling back and swinging. This one popped out right field, trying to get fouled, diving towards the fence line, and no catches made. Trying to make the acrobatic highlight grab over from second. Hurt was hustling.
She was only about a foot away as well.
Laid out completely for it over at the fence line. 1-1 count. Chose bunt, pulls back. And nobody was there at second. Ball ends up out in center field, and now taking 3rd as well, Hannah Pitts. Pitts over at 3rd now. No outs in the inning. Pitts hustling over to second. There was no one at second as Hunt threw down. Hops over the bag and out to center field. Opportunistic base running there for Pitts to make it all the way to 3rd, and Johnson's in a real situation here. Heading the count 2-1. Runner in scoring position. Home plate is the next station for Pitts. At the shoulders, 3-1 is the count now. No outs in the inning. Johnson over to 3rd, thrown across to 1st in time for the out, and then safe over at the plate. Pitts, the throw was there in time and tried to stick it on her, and now Coach Holt taking some real objection to it. Safe over at the plate is Pitts. The throw was in time. She tried to dodge it. She successfully does and gets her foot on the plate to score. It's 5-2. Thrown out over at 1st. Thrown out over at 1st was Johnson, though.
Central head coach Mitchell Holt still in disbelief over in his dugout over what appeared to be a Central out.
After a discussion, nothing changes. It's 5-2. Auburn tacks on 1 run there, but an out is made as we go to the 2 spot now with Jaden Jordan, the right fielder. Supan with an out, and the inning will face the right fielder, Jaden Jordan. Low it in the other batter's box. Jordan will watch it go by. 1-0.
Jordan with a .340 batting average and a .429 overall batting percentage, as well as 3 RBIs.
Swings over the top. Trying to slap hit. It's 1-1. Jordan has singled in both trips to the plate, both of which to the right side of the diamond. Slap hit. This one over to second. She might be able to leg this one out. Scoops in, throws. Hertz got her. 2 outs. Had to charge it. If you didn't, that's a single. One of the first time that Jordan has not been able to reach base. 2 straight outs there for Supan. Owsley due up now for the Tigers with a 5-2 lead at the bottom of the 4th inning. The second baseman Owsley 0 for 1 today, struck out in the first, walked in the third. High and off the glove of Hunt behind home plate. 1-0.
Owsley with the .390 batting average and .493 overall batting percentage, as well as 21 RBIs on the year.
Swing and a miss from Owsley. Count goes to 1-1 now with 2 outs. Inside, hit one hard over the dugout, the liner. 1-2 with 2 outs. Owsley has had 2 strikes against her, both times at the plate. Walked once, struck out once. The 3-hitter puts this one, a dribbler, ducks foul. Gets out of play.
5-2 your score, and a beautiful evening in Auburn, Alabama, here at the Auburn softball field.
One-two to Owsley. Hit her location, but it was in the other batter's box. 2-2, deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-2 your score. Auburn looking to get some 2-out hitting going here with their 3-hitter. Owsley loops one foul out of the outstretched arms over at third by Jordan.
Auburn only with 1 scoreless inning here through 4 innings. The Auburn offense has been consistent all game long.
That's what you like to see, consistent applied pressure. Big innings are great too, but it's good to have consistent pressure and run support. Off the handle of the bat, that one was going to be inside, and Owsley pops it away to the back netting. Stays alive nonetheless. Still fighting at the plate. 2-2. High and outside. 3-2. Works it full. Got a full counter last time up and walked. She had to work it there too. Supan has retired 2 straight hitters. Trying to get out of the inning.
Head coach Mitchell Holt signaling the pitcher.
Underneath it, popped up, center field, 3 players converging, and it's off the glove of Hunt. Now over to second, takes the backslide again. Error out at center field. Hunt came all the way from second out to center field. 3 players converged. It came off of the wrist of Hurt, and then taking second, probably ill-advised because the throw was there well in time, but unable to secure the catch over at second. And in safely, she's in scoring position. Owsley has now put herself in a position with a ball that is in play that is a hit here from Thurman. She'll score. So that one an error against.
Once again, Thurman is up.
Akira Thurman hit one hard on the ground over to the third. Throw back over the across the diamond in time for the out. Thurman grounds out on the first pitch of the at-bat. And that will be how the inning ends. One runner left stranded over at second. That one came on an error to get her over there. That was Owsley, who is left stranded over at second. One run does come across to score after the leadoff hitter Pitts was able to single, and her time up at the plate.
Next up is number 18, Haley Jernigan.
Top of the fifth inning, Central due up here with their 8-9-1 hitters. Haley Jernigan, the hitter in the order now for Central. Struck out looking back in the second inning just 3 innings ago. 5-2 Auburn leads. Area rival Central here on their home diamond. Inside pitch to Jernigan. Hit to the backstop. 0-1 to Jernigan. 4 innings so far for Davis in the center circle. 3 hits allowed, just the 2 runs, both of which are earned. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts on her line today. 0-1 now. Big cut from Jernigan, blown by her. 0-2. Can add to that strikeout tally here. She can blow one by her.
Jernigan, just a sophomore, has a .258 average and 6 RBIs on the season.
0-2 inside corner of the plate, and Davis can't believe it. Jernigan staying alive. 1-2. Living on the edge of the plate. Davis comes back. This one popped up over the top of us in the press box. Headed out to the parking lot. 1-2. Jernigan, the right fielder. Davis receiving her signal over from the dugout. Comes back to the rubber. Steps back and goes. Fires one inside. Too far inside. Count evens at 2-2. Fastball has yet to record the punch out in this at-bat. Comes back 2-2. This time lined out left field, settling underneath it, making the grab. Nay doesn't even have to move. First out of the inning as Jernigan lines out to left.
Next up, number 7, Garrett Griggs.
Garrett Griggs, the shortstop, and the 9-hitter in the order, and the top of the 5th inning. Lined out to left herself, back in the 3rd. Went out on that scoreboard. Davis continues her dominant run here. 0-1 on a slap hit. Griggs misses.
Griggs with a .473 average as well as 6 RBIs on the year. Let's see if she can spark the Central offense.
Slap hit, moving forward, attacks it out into left field, and it drops in behind Nay. And then in front of Johnson, who dove out over to the 3rd. Throw not in time, just barely sliding underneath it and getting the triple as Griggs dove head first into 3rd, trying to throw her out. And it was unbeknownst to me that she was taking third, and all of a sudden I look over and I see someone like a torpedo diving for the bag and sliding underneath it. A triple for Griggs. And that one was hit shallow out in the left. A 3-bagger for Griggs in the 9th spot of the order. That's tough because Johnson shaded over, dove for it. They let it go. Johnson was unable to make the grab. Low and outside 1-0 to the top of the order now with Kristen White, who's got some wheels herself. She got over to second on the lazy fly out into left field. Got a double back.
Davis must be careful with White's 658 average, 28 RBI total with 2 home runs as well.
1 for 2 today is White. Double back in the 3rd. Grounded out to 3rd in the 1st. She's making solid contact on it tonight. She's ahead 1-0. (5-2) Tigers lead. Breaking ball drops out of the zone. 2-0. Davis, some hot water here. Trying to protect this 5-2 lead. She's got one runner a base length away from reaching home. 2-0 count, 1 out. That time, drills it across the plate into the mid. 2-1. Strikeout would be nice here for Davis. She's had a really solid outing this afternoon and into the evening. This one bounced over 3rd. That's exactly what you want. Thrown over to 1st and in time for the out. Thurman didn't have long to wait. Looks back off over at 3rd, holds the runner safely, and gets the put out. 5-3 in your score, Bucks.
Great decision by Thurman throwing to 1st.
Strikeout would have been lovely, but that's the next best thing. That's the 2nd out of the inning. As McKinnon Howard, the center fielder, will stand in. 0-0 at the plate, and a base runner over at 3rd is Griggs. Big out to get Kristen White. 1-0 to Howard after the first pitch miss.
Howard with a 415 average as well as 11 RBIs on the year. Let's see if she can make it 12 by getting Griggs home.
Every run counts in this ball game. This one lined back over to Davis off the edge of her glove, and a runner will come across to score as no throw will be made over to 1st. Hard play to make if you're Davis, as it was lined back to her, comes off the tip of her glove, and she cannot record the out. Howard will be safe over at 1st, and that will be charged a hit in my scorebook because that was hit hard straight up the middle. So infield single and an RBI for Howard. See Griggs come across. Davis will pause as a new hitter comes up to bat. Madison Hurt, the second baseman, who is 1 for 2 today. Flied out in the 3rd. Reached on a single back of the 1st. She's got a base runner in front of her over on 1st. She's ahead 1-0 in the count. 2 outs in the inning. Auburn leads 5-3. Griggs came across to score on the liner back up the middle. Davis almost got the grab. Has allowed 3 runs now. All 3 earned. Popped up. Second base. Second is short. Short will call her off. Fornell records the final out of the top of the 5th inning. Minimal damage done, but a run does come across to score. One runner left stranded over at first base. 5-3 your score. Bottom 5, Auburn coming up to the plate with their 5, 6, 7 hitters due up. Bottom of the 5th inning, Auburn coming up to the plate. Olivia Ney, the 5-hitter in the order. Ellie Davis on deck and Alicia Conway in the hole. Left fielder, pitcher, and catcher due up for the Tigers. 5, 6, 7 in the order. They lead 5-3 on top of Central in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ney 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to second in the first. Struck out looking in the third. Looking to reach base for the first time tonight. Supan continues her night in the circle for the Red Devils. A breaking ball that just didn't look right coming out of the hand. 1-0.
Olivia Ney with the .239 batting average and the .396 overall batting percentage.
Supan threw 1 2/3 innings for the Red Devils. Only 1 hit, 1 run, and it was earned. She ties the count at 1-1 to Ney. Ney, the left-handed hitter. Supan, the righty. This one chopped foul towards the away side dugout. 1-2. Ney receives the pitch from Supan, and it's in the other batter's box. 2-2.
Supan beginning to show signs of fatigue.
Even further in the other batter's box. 3-2. Ney was in a 1-2 count in the third, and she struck out. 3-2. This time chops it first baseline right in front of Allen. Allen will glove it and then tag out Ney, who was hustling but cannot reach first base in time. Ney is the first out of the bottom of the 5th.
Pitcher Ellie Davis is up next with a .239 average and the .426 overall batting percentage. She has 5 RBIs on the year.
Davis has pitched 5 innings today so far. She's given up just the 3 runs on 5 hits against her credit. 1-0 count to Davis on a first pitch miss. Supan with just the 1 out. Goes fastball across the middle of the plate. A little low. Does hit its location. 1-1. Davis will watch it in. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ellie Davis, the pitcher. Swings on one, turns on one, and hammers one out into center field. Low line drive squeaks through the middle of the infield and out into center field. A 1-out single for Davis.
Alicia Conway now up with a .286 average and the .360 overall batting percentage. She has 7 RBIs, a chance to make it 8.
0 for 2 today is Conway. And pinch running over at first, Adrian Meadows. Check again for Ellie Davis, who is the pitcher for the Tigers. Going to go ahead and get her back in the dugout as soon as possible. 1 out in the inning. Alicia Conway, the catcher. Chain jump in the dirt. 1-0. Conway 0 for 2 today. She'll put this one off of the shin of Supan, throws to second. Not in time for Meadows, who reaches safely. And safe over at first also is Conway, and that's a single for Conway. The second hit of the ball game against Supan, who is now trying to walk off what was a hard hit ground ball off of her shin, and she paused as it came off of her shin, just you can only imagine the type of pain that you're going to feel with a hard hit ground ball with a softball lining into your shin. She kind of paused and didn't look to make a play on the ball, and that is why all runners are safe. She probably had time to throw out Conway over at first, who's now being pitch ran for. It's Coco Doyle headed over to first. So you got 2 pinch runners on the base paths and a thumbs up over at second for Meadows. They're allowing Supan to throw some practice pitches here to make sure she's okay, but it was that pause in the circle, not attempting to make a play immediately, that has got runners on first and second now. You don't blame her, though. That's a hard hit ball up the middle. It's going to leave a bruise.
Supan's a fighter for being able to fight that off. She looks strong in the circle. Mitchell Holt continuing to encourage his pitcher.
And Supan will return to her work in the circle. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Tigers going to want to cash in on these runners on the base paths. Kate Thornell, 0 for 2 today. Had a fielder's choice back in the second when she reached. Grounded back out to the pitcher in the third. Bottom 5, Auburn leading 5-3. Needing some more runs to add to their tally. Low and inside. Thornell ahead 1-0.
Thornell with 18 RBIs on the year. With the runner in scoring position, this is keying up to be 19.
Thornell turns on one on the inside part of her handle. Out to second. Hurd dives, makes the grab, throws over to first as she rises up. Not in time. And everyone's safe. Bases are juiced again with the infield single for Kate Thornell.
Once again, Central is in a very tough position with yet another pitcher. Meadows on third. Doyle on second. And Thornell on first.
And Pitts, who's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles, is at the plate.
Thornell happens to have 18 RBI.
Pitts will watch one across the plate. 0-1. 1 out in the inning. Ground ball could be danger. Shallow depth in the infield for the Red Devils. 0-1, 1 out. This one launched down to left field, headed back towards the warning track, catches it against the wall. Runners will tag up, and it's a sac fly out in left field. Coming across to score.
It's Meadows.
6-3. And runners advance to second and third as in left field. Some folks will go out to check on Howard out in left field, who made that catch. Hit her head on the fence line. Very possibly could have hit her head on one of the poles that connect the fence line together. And they are going to bring her very possibly out of the ball game here. As they're walking her back into the infield.
What an amazing catch.
Ball was launched to the outfield, and her day is, I believe, out in left field. Yes, they are making a substitution out in left, and a number 14, Aaliyah Clarity, will go out to play in left field. The junior will check in now for Howard. That is McKinnon Howard, the left fielder today, who is she's 2 for 3 at the plate, so they lose their 2-hitter in the order. Tigers do score on the sac fly to left. That was from Pitts. And he got runners at second and third now. As we update our scorebook here. Shows get the RBI. Nonetheless, back to the top of the order. Lang Johnson,
Johnson.
1 for 3 today. Grounded out to third in the fourth. Had a single back in the third, and then popped out to second back in the first. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning, 6-3 your score. 2 runners on the base paths. Johnson, what are her numbers, Jackson?
362 batting average with a 494 overall batting percentage. She also has 7 RBIs on the season.
Change up to her, grooved across the plate. 0-1. Four hits allowed by Supan so far. Just the 2 runs. Both have been earned. 0-1 now. Johnson sees change up, but that time it stays high. 1-1. Johnson sees one inside at the dirt. 2-1. Supan trying to deliver for the Red Devils and reduce the damage on the scoreboard. 6-3. Johnson sees one cross the plate. Little high. Counts for a strike nonetheless. 2-2. 2-2 with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. A chance for Auburn to blow this game wide open. Fastball, this one put on the ground to short. Bouncing glove, thrown over, and in time to get Johnson. No more runs will come across. 2 will be left stranded. 1 will score in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers take a 6-3 lead into the last 2 innings of the ball game. We go top 6 here.
Next up, number 11, Lane Baxton.
Top of the 6th inning, Central up to the plate with their 4, 5, 6 hitters. The heart of the order to Lane Thaxton was the starting pitcher today. She's at the plate now, 0 for 2. Ellie Davis, through 5 innings, has given up 5 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned. Fly ball out to right field on the first pitch to Thaxton, and she's out. And these first pitch outs have helped Davis along the way.
Fallon Jordan.
She's already recorded the first out of the 6th. She's walked a hitter and has 2 strikeouts as well on her line. She's let her defense play for her as Fallon Jordan, the third baseman, the right-handed hitter, will stand in. 1 out in the inning. Jordan is 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts in the infield. 2 low, 1-0.
Jordan with a 3.33 average as well as 14 RBIs in the season.
Excellent framework by Conway behind the plate. Gets the count to 1-1. 1-1 count with 1 out. Fastball misses the mark. 2-1. Just the 1 out in the inning. On deck, it'll be Bria Allen, the first baseman. Pops them in. 2-2. Watching it into the glove is Jordan. Jordan and the Red Devils needing some base runners here late as they are reduced to their final 5 outs of the ball game, and they're trailing by 3. Auburn looking to end it quietly. 2-2. This one swung on underneath, popped up out to left field, shading from left to right, and making the catch out at left. Nay will haul it in. 2 outs in the inning after the second fly out to the outfield in the 6th.
Next up, number 33, Bria Allen.
First baseman Bria Allen lined out twice today, 0 for 2. Last time she saw the plate was in the 4th when she lined out to 3rd. Swings at the first pitch and it's blown by her, 0-1.
Allen with a 397 average. And 25 RBIs in the season.
Sees off speed. This one lined out into left center. Hits off the wall. May gets it back in quickly, but not in time to prevent the double. It's a 2-bagger for Bria Allen on the second pitch of the at-bat, driving it to the left center field wall.
Next up, number 21, Allen.
We go to the 7th spot of the order. Ali Supan, the designated player turned pitcher for Central, has a chance to help herself and bring the Red Devils a little bit closer back into the ball game. Auburn ahead 6-3. 2 outs in the inning. Davis has given up her 6th hit of the ball game. Misses on her first pitch to Supan. Falls behind 1-0. Working quickly. Below the zone, 2-0. Conway going to go and have a conversation with Davis to settle things down a bit. Both players hovering over the rubber. All smiles right now with that 3-run lead, but do not want to prolong this frame. Looking to reduce Central to their final 3 outs of the ball game. Leading 6-3. 2-0 count. Popped up left field. Back to the wall. This one is going to squeak over the wall, and Central's got a 2-run home run from Ali Supan. And we entered the at-bat saying she could help herself, and she helps herself in a big way. Drawing Central back within 1 run. Davis gives up her 7th hit and her 5th run, or her 4th and 5th runs of the ball game, all of which are earned.
Before Supan's at bat, Mitchell Hope, the head coach for Central, had some words with Supan. I imagine he had a few tips to give, and it worked out.
That one just barely squeaked over the wall, but coming off the bat, it looked popped up, and it had just enough heat behind it and just enough elevation to find its way over the outfield boundary. This game just got a lot tighter. 6-5 is your score as we've got a pitching change now. Davis looks to stay in the field. Pitts will now check in to throw for the Tigers. Pitts was the designated player, so now trying to figure out where Davis will be headed in the infield. She'll be moving over to first for Auburn in exchange for plan for the Tigers. So 2 outs in the ball game here in the top of the 6th. 2-run home run from Supan will move Davis over to first, and Pitts will come in to throw. Look at Pitts' pitching statistics this season. Pitts 6-2 on the year, 56 1/3 innings pitched. Opponents hit just 120 against her. She's got a .75 ERA with 106 strikeouts. So you want to go and put this game on lockdown? This is the girl to do it. 2 outs here. She'll now face Haley Jernigan, the right fielder. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Quickly ahead 0-1. Davis's day ended after 5 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 5 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Jernigan behind 0-1. We'll see the pitch from Pitts. Runs it inside on her 1-1 as she ducks out the win. Elwin on the base paths. Swings over the top of a fastball, ducking out of the zone, 1-2. Pitts can end the inning with a strikeout here. Averaging about 2 strikeouts an inning this year. Pitts, and she gets another strikeout and ending the inning here. Pitts blows by the fastball for the 3rd out of the top of the 6th. We go bottom 6 here after 2 runs come across. No one left stranded. 6-5. Auburn needing some insurance runs. Bottom of the 6th inning we go. Bottom of the 6th inning here, 6-5. And our umpires having a conversation here about a discrepancy out on the field. And number 32 for Central came out to throw and then headed back into the dugout. Supan back in the circle, and we're sorting through some things out here. Supan will stay to pitch. At first we thought there might have been a pitching change occurring, but there is not. Supan comes back out, and it doesn't appear anything has changed despite the objection from the Auburn dugout.
Number 24, Jaden Jordan, up to bat.
Scribbling some things in his notebook. It's our home plate umpire, and everything seems to resume here normal. Grounded over to third. Slap hit, bouncing it across the diamond, and scooping it is Allen over at first in time for the first out. Jordan will ground out to third.
Now batting for your Auburn Tigers.
Number 19, Shelby Owsley, is up for Auburn.
The second baseman. Owsley this year, take me through her hitting statistics this season, Jackson.
Owsley with the .390 batting average and the .493 overall batting percentage. She has 21 RBIs on the season, as well as 4 home runs.
Shelby Owsley comes up with 1 out. Swings underneath on the first pitch, pops it out. Shallow right. And Hurt will settle underneath. Second out of the inning. Supan making quick work of 2 and 3 in the lineup, and now we're to 4. Makara Thurman, the third baseman, who had the 2-run home run back in the first to give Auburn the early lead. Since then, she has walked and then grounded out to third. 1 for 2 today is Thurman. 6-5 Auburn lead. Change up to Thurman, freezes her 0-1.
Thurman with the .321 average and the .485 overall batting percentage. She has 19 RBIs on the season.
0-1 with 2 outs. This one rolls to home plate. 1-1.
If only we were bowling.
Two outs in the bottom of the 6th. Thurman gets a hold of one, but hits it a mile high. This one out in the center. Coming over to make the catch is White. And there is a quick 1-2-3 inning for Supan, making quick work of the Tigers. 2, 3, and 4 spots in the order. Auburn now is 3 outs away from getting the big area win. Top 7, they lead 6-5. Clinging to that 1-run lead here as Central has battled it back to a close game. We go top 7 here.
Number 7, Garrett Briggs.
3 more outs to go for Auburn to close out the ball game. Hannah Pitts coming up into the circle. She put the last inning away after only a third. She's gone through a third of an inning with a strikeout so far. She now faces 9-1-2 of the Central order. Garrett Griggs, the shortstop, will slap hit and punch one into the Auburn dugout fence line. 0-1 now for Griggs. Griggs today has a triple back in the 5th. She came across to score in that inning. She had 1 for 2 today. She made contact all times at the plate. Nonetheless, this one chopped into the ground. Thurman gloves it off of her wrist, throws, rockets one across the diamond, and there's the first out. Exactly what Auburn needed. Sits down the 9-hitter.
Up next for Central is Kristen White with a .658 average on the year and 28 RBIs.
Next up, number 10, Chris
White, the center fielder today, 1 for 3. 2 ground outs to third. A double back in the 3rd inning. 2 outs away from putting this game on ice. Showing bunt, White puts it down, hits, grabs it, falls forward, throwing, is it in time? It is! The scoop over at first by Davis. There's the 2nd out of the inning.
What a play by Pitts. Now only 1 out remains for Auburn to close this game out.
Pitts will now face
Next up, number 32.
This is a substitution at the plate now. Bree Leininger, the junior, wearing number 32, is coming in for McKinnon Howard, who hit here after she hit her head out in left field on catching a fly ball. They checked in Aaliyah Clarity out for her on defense. She will not hit here. Instead, this will be Bree Leininger, the junior, pinch hitting in this spot with 2 outs. The final out of the ball game here. Can Pitts grab it? Blows a fastball by Leininger at the plate.
Leininger with the .265 batting average and 5 RBIs on the year.
0-1 count. Pitts working quickly. Comes back high and outside. Can't get over the top of that pitch. 1-1. 2 outs. 1 left in this ball game. Auburn clinging to a 6-5 lead on area rival Central. This is a big one. You got to get it here at home. Fastball across the plate. Looks it into the mitt. Called strike 2. 1-2 count. 2 outs. Down to the last strike of the ball game. Pitts receives the signal. Now we'll go 1-2, 2 outs, and there's the strikeout swinging. Auburn takes the 6-5 win on Central with the strikeout there from Bree Leininger. Hannah Pitts puts the game away, giving Auburn the 6-5 win on their rival. Central brought it back in the 6th with 2 runs there on a 2-run home run. Auburn, by the skin of their teeth, pull off the victory here, 6-5. Jackson, thoughts on tonight's ball game before we wrap it up?
I thought the pitching was well executed on both sides. I thought the outfield play by both teams was insane, especially for Olivia Ney in left field for Auburn.
Olivia Ney making several outstanding grabs out there in left field, also over at second base in the infield. I think you got to give a lot of love. I think you got to give a lot of love to a lot of this infield, because I think when you're talking about third, short, and second, all of them were forced to make a lot of plays. Owsley with a couple of great grabs, liners over to her. Thurman got a lot of work today. There were a lot of ground outs to third. She was able to put it out over across the diamond. Look at our pitching statistics today for Auburn. Davis went 5 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, and just the 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. She'll get the win today. Pitts will come in, get the save, 1 1/3, 2 strikeouts for Pitts as she puts the ball game away. On Central's side, you had Lane Thaxton, who got the start, 2 1/3. Auburn got 6 hits on her, 4 runs, all 4 were earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Supan for Central, 3 2/3, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. So we talk about this Auburn lineup. They came up to the plate, they came up swinging, they made some big things happen for them out there. You also talk about some big-time hitters today for Auburn. Look at their lineup, what they did today. Pitts, not only speaking of what she was able to do in the circle, she also came up to the plate, went 2 for 2 today with 2 singles, also had a sac fly in the 5th that got her an RBI. She came across to score in the 4th. Makara Thurman, the third baseman, had a 2-run home run back in the 1st. She went 1 for 3 today. Some other outstanding players for the Tigers. 2 for 4, Jaden Jordan. She had 2 singles to lead the game off. Lang Johnson had a hit. She was 1 for 4 today. Looking for some of the other Tigers to get hits this afternoon. Ellie Davis was 1 for 2. And then in addition to that, Alicia Conway as well. She was 1 for 3. And then Kate Thornell also with a hit. She was 1 for 3 tonight. So that was a look at your stats for the Auburn Tigers tonight. Auburn defeating Central 6-5. As for my broadcast partner this afternoon and into the evening, Jackson Stoker, and for myself, Noah Gardner, that does it for our broadcast here on the simulcast for Auburn High School's Mass Media Club. We will be back on Thursday for another broadcast. Once again, final score tonight, Auburn defeats Central 6-5. Have a good night, everybody, and God bless.